Hello, good evening.
Yeah, we're both alive still. This
Absolutely.
is, the virus has not got us yet. Would you believe it?
Well, only the good die young.
Yeah, well, that probably means we're here for another 20, 30 years, folks. So keep watching.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway.
you have to keep watching because we're still going to be here.
A bit of a cough there.
Oh, where's the hand sanitizer?
Yeah. We've run out. I mean, there's been panic buying everywhere. Loo rolls.
That's the one thing I don't get at all. Why would you panic buy loo rolls?
Well,
it's not as if you get the runs or any such thing, do you?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, I just don't get it.
That one has defeated me, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no, it is odd. Anyway,
onto things less frivolous.
Yes, quite, absolutely. We mustn't be too frivolous, must we?
No, it's a very serious business.
Okay, big serious.
Well, I tell you what. What I can't get my head round is the FIA and Ferrari being goody two shoes together.
Well, I mean,
and the rest of the teams who have not got a Ferrari engine are more than just a little bit brassed off.
I don't blame them, actually. I mean, I guess you've always got to say, really, Ferrari have always had a slightly privileged position. I mean, I think they get paid more, or did get paid more than any other team, regardless of where they finished. But I think in this case, genuinely, the FIA couldn't prove either way. Were they actually cheating? I find that difficult to believe.
Well, the interesting thing is, in the press, the chief of Red Bull was saying that, as far as he's concerned, he's been done out of 21 million.
Yeah, well, that's a serious sum of money. I see.
Because he said, if they hadn't had this, they would have been second, and they would have got more money. And now Ferrari has, and therefore it's unjust.
Well, he would say that, though. To be fair, I mean, they're all, I mean, come on, we all know, I mean,
yeah,
I'd say that in his position, but then, Ferrari will just laugh and say, well.
Yeah, but the thing is this. I think what annoyed all the teams is that it was, we couldn't prove anything, but we just decided that, it's Ferrari, so therefore it'll be all right.
Well, I mean, it reminds me a little bit, and we've got to be a bit careful. I don't want to be sued by Bernie here, but Bernie was innocent of that bribery case in Germany, but then he did contribute, what was it, 57
million?
Oh, 57 million towards the coffers of the German courts. So I suppose, you are innocent until proven guilty. They couldn't prove it, so they came to an arrangement, which is, yes, hacked off everybody else. But I think we've got to move on. It's done. What are you going to do? More legal stuff? It doesn't look good for the sport, frankly. Let's just get on and enjoy the season. Yeah. Assuming they're going to, let's see how many races there are.
Moving swiftly on, will Ferrari be taking part in the Melbourne
well, if they
Grand
don't,
Prix?
Because of the virus, then there won't be a race. That's been made clear by Ross Brawn.
And so, so everything is up in the air. I mean, I have to say, from a personal point of view, I think in actual fact they're going a bit over the top, because it is a flu virus, and if you're healthy, you might get a sniffle or a sore throat, and that's about it. And to be perfectly honest,
well, you don't look too good, mate.
all the people who are in Formula One are the picture of health, are they not?
Well, I guess so. Yes, yeah. I mean, it's a long time since I really sort of
So okay. I mean, I don't get it.
Well, I suppose, the trouble is with everything in life, people do tend to overreact both ways. So,
well, to be perfectly honest, I blame the press. Because I think they've just gone over the top.
Well, it is headline
social
news.
Media and the press, they just go completely over the top.
I suppose the problem is with Ferrari is that the outbreak is in northern Italy, and of course Maranello and Modena, that's where they all are.
Absolutely.
But I mean, so far it looks as though it's all go, go, go. So we hope common sense will prevail, and then we'll get a real idea of, what's really going on. But my guess is that Mercedes and Red Bull and Ferrari as well are pretty much the same, whatever they say, in race trim, maybe not in qualifying. But we'll see.
But again, it looks as if it's Hamilton's the one to beat.
Oh, I think
if you can.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, he looks very healthy. He's clearly mentally ready for it.
Yep.
And I mean, I've got to say, he is beginning to look like he really is one of the all-time greats.
Yeah.
There's no question. And you know, Schumacher's record is there to be broken this year in terms of Grand Prix wins.
Just a touch of sadness, really. You know, last Wednesday, it would have been Jim Clark's birthday.
Yes, that is very true. Yes, yeah.
And you know, talking about all-time greats.
Yeah, well, he was definitely.
One
of the all-time.
I'm slightly biased, but I think he probably was the best driver.
Well, I've got his autograph, and I did meet him a couple of times as a young man, and he was what he was.
But anybody can go and win, you know, the Formula One, then go into a touring car and win that, and then go to the Indy 500 and win that. Yeah. I mean, you know.
Yes.
Who else has done that?
Well, I mean, he won the World Championship and the British Saloon Car Championship in 1 year.
Yeah.
You know,
no one's done that before.
No, they haven't. Well, they're not going to do it again because it's so specialised now. It's not going to happen, is it?
But it showed the skill the guy had.
Yes, it's the way he did it, though. It was him. He didn't need to bash people off the track or anything that.
I think the story you told me about you went to Graham Hill and asked for his autograph, and he told you to get lost.
He did, yeah. He
then apologised.
And then he turned round and said, "I'm sorry, I'm having a bad day." And it was a practice for the British Grand Prix at Brands Hatch, actually.
Yeah.
And turned round, and I had the programme with Clark and Graham Hill, Dan Gurney and John Surtees and all those autographs. And I mean, you wouldn't even get close to them today.
No.
But there I was wandering around, you know. And I stayed because I actually slept in the local cricket pavilion. I didn't have a lot of money in those days, a bit like now.
Yeah. But why was Graham Hill having a bad day? Because they'd just seen Clark. He
looked slow. I have to say, Clark in practice, he looked slow, and then it turned out he was a second quicker than anybody else. I mean, you know, and I think, God, he looks a bit boring. And then there he was quicker than anyone. Yeah. Dan Gurney was quite close.
And the fact that, you know, okay, it's not so relevant today, but then you said you knew one of the mechanics who said that when he stripped down the gearboxes, Graham Hill's was mangled. Jim Clark's looked as if it hadn't been touched. Yeah,
Graham's was quite used, shall we say, and Clark's looked like new. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That is incredible, actually.
But what made it quite special at the Brands Hatch, that particular Grand Prix, was when they were switching over from the 1.5 litre to 3 litres.
Yeah.
And Clark was actually only driving a 2 litre engine car. And so I'm not sure if he got pole in the end, but he certainly, you know, was right up there with them. And I think Graham had engine. I mean, he was having a bad day, that's for sure.
The language told you that.
Yeah, but the fact is, he bothered to turn around and say, you know, sorry. I mean, it just wouldn't happen today. It just couldn't.
Well, so, for the first start, you wouldn't get near them.
Well, you can't get near them. No, absolutely.
It's gone so corporate now.
Well, I guess that's the popularity of it all and everything, and the money that's in it is huge.
Yeah.
But it's a shame. It is a shame because you did get to see the characters much more, and you know, you realise, as they all are today, actually they're just human beings who are just bloody good at what they do.
Well, maybe next week we can tell the story about you meeting certain people in after
the
Monaco
we could do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yes, actually, that'd make that is quite something. Again, something that could never ever happen today.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think on that happy note...
Oh yeah, a happy note, and here we are, and we'll be here next week for sure.
Yeah, coronavirus or not,
yes,
we will be here.
Yeah, okay.
So enough for today.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, folks.
Bye-bye.